In this video, I'm going to show you how to optimize an image for the web. And before I get started, I'm going to make sure that my root folder of my website has a folder inside of it. I have all my actual web pages, my .html and my .css, but now I'm going to put a folder inside of there and I'm going to name it images. This is where I'm going to save all the pictures that I want to put up on my website. I already have this one little photo here, and I'm actually going to make another copy of it because I want to show you how to do this twice. And if you have a specific imaging editing program at home, not the ones that I talk about in this video, you can just Google how to optimize an image in and then use whatever tool you're using as your search term. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on this picture, and it's going to open up. And up on my menu, I don't know if you can see this part or not, but I'm just in the preview window on my Mac, and I can go to tools and I can choose adjust size. And when I do that, I can see that the width and the height is very big. It's 4,928 pixels by 3,264. The resolution of this is 72, which is right. So I have one of my things right, but my height and my width have to be smaller. So when you're optimizing an image for the web, you want to remember two things basically. One, you need your resolution to be 72. So if you take a picture on a nice camera or on your phone, chances are when you open up a picture, the resolution is going to be 300. I do not want any images up on your website with a resolution of 300. The right resolution for the web is 72. So that means that for every inch on your screen, you have 72 pixels. So 72 pixels is less than 300, which means that the size of your photos are going to be smaller with a resolution of 72. If you have a resolution of 300, they take longer to load, and nobody wants to wait for pictures to load. After you make sure your resolution is 72, then you need to change your height and your width. Now, depending on what website you have or how big your screen is, the size of your picture is going to look different. But I would say as a rule of thumb, just to start out with, and you guys can choose your preference, I'm going to go ahead and just make my image 500 in width. Now you can make yours 500. If you want to make it 700, then you'll be able to see it on your screen, and then you can decide if you want it bigger or smaller. And once you do this for a while, you won't have to guess, so you'll just know what all the numbers mean. So I've changed my height and I've changed my width. In this program, this little button here allows me to turn on that dialog box which says scale proportionally. And so now I need to change my width back because I messed it up. 600, I'm going to click OK. My picture is going to get smaller. Then I'm going to go to File and Save. File and Save. And it's going to save over what I just did. So this should be my picture. And when I click on it, you can see how it's small. And when I click on this one, it's big. So this one has been optimized for the web. Now the last thing I need to do is I need to name it well. So I'm going to say favorite tree. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag it inside my images folder. So now my images folder has this file called Fave Tree, and it has been optimized. Now this file has not been optimized, and I'm going to go ahead and open this file in Photoshop. And once the tree opens in Photoshop, I'm going to show you how you can optimize in this program. So you go to Image, and then you go to image size in Photoshop. And again, you can see the resolution's right. You have a lot more options when you're in Photoshop as you would in any image editing program. I just was showing you sort of a basic editor. But I'm going to choose pixels on here. And again, I'm going to go ahead and make this one 600. Actually, maybe we'll make it 800 just so it's a little different. And I'll click OK. And now it's resized that in Photoshop. In order to save this for the web, though, you can go to File, and then you can go to Export, and then you go down to Save for Web Legacy. And when that little window pops up, this gives you so many more options, but you can put them 4 up, You can look at different types of images. So if you wanted to see what it looked like in a GIF format, you could do that. You could go over here and say you wanted to have a high JPEG. You can change sizes, and then you can decide which one you like. So I'm going to choose this JPEG. You can see that it's 23 seconds. That's with high. If I go to medium, then it goes all the way down to 12 seconds. And I can look at this image and say, oh, I think the quality is still fine for what I want, and now my size has been cut in half. So I'm going to save it, and here I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I'm going to save it as larger tree. And now if I minimize Photoshop, you can see that I have this picture on my desktop called larger tree. And I could also put that into my images folder if I wanted. And now I've successfully optimized 2 images for my website.